Hello and welcome to the Musical Instrument Investigator. Today we're on the website of Gardiner Houlgate Auctioneers based in the UK. We're going to have a look at one of their latest auctions. This particular one has kind of lots of guitars and amps and memorabilia and things like that, and it's part of a larger collection of auctions going on at the moment. If you've seen one of my more recent videos, you would have seen the one on the antique guitar auction, which was on the 9th of December. Well, this particular one is on the 8th of December. There's also one the day before on the 7th of December, which is mainly electric guitars, and there's also another musical instrument one on the same day as the antique guitar one. That's on the 9th of December, but as I said, this is the 8th of December one. It's the 4th today, so still a while to go before this auction. There's 766 lots in this auction, so it's quite a lot of stuff. Like I said, a lot of memorabilia, kind of famous people related stuff, so we'll kind of take a quick overview of it. I'll put a link in the description. I won't cover everything because there's really a bit too much to go through. So in any case, the buyer's premium on this auction, on all the Gardiner Houlgate auctions, is 26.4%. It's a UK based auction, so if you're outside of the UK, if you're trying to buy something in Europe or the rest of the world, check out import export fees, CITES, all of those kind of restrictions, and just make yourself aware of the terms. So without further ado, I think let's kind of crack on and see what we have here. So we seem to have a lot of Tony Zamatis related tools and things in this auction. So Tony Zamatis was quite a famous guitar maker, well known for kind of making these Les Paul type guitars with kind of engraved metal plates on the front, used by many famous kind of musicians of the time, Eric Clapton, etc. Very well known maker. Made acoustic guitars as well. I think there might be one of his guitars in this auction, so we'll see, but a very famous maker. He passed away in 2002, and it looks like some of his tools are up for auction here, so we'll just quickly go over this. So there's a few tools here. There's a spoke shave, it's like a chisel and things like that, some chisels, more kind of chisels here, general workshop tools, some kind of old planes here, a few more planes here. I mean, all interesting if you're a maker. A whole load of G clamps here, sash clamps, all the kind of stuff you'd probably expect to see in a workshop, saws and other kind of things for glues. It looks like rib benders for guitars and things like that. Some shelving units and sanding things, drills and stuff, like all the typical soldering irons, all the typical stuff that you might see in a workshop. So marking or measuring gauges type things, other saws and stuff, the whole shebang. Quite a nice workbench there. Other little accessories, more benches, some other bits of metal and stuff. So they cleared out the whole workshop. It's all the typical kind of stuff you might expect to see in a workshop. If you're a big fan of Tony Zamatis, then this might be kind of a popular thing for you. There's some kind of furniture and things. It really is like the whole workshop there, so it's a bit curious, a bit kind of detached from musical instrument related stuff. But like I said, this is a kind of famous people memorabilia auction, and he knew a lot of famous people, so there's a lot of autographs there. But yeah, if you're a maker and you're a fan of Tony Zamatis, and this might be an interesting auction for you. Load of plectrums and stuff. Here we go, we're on to some guitars here. So it's a 1978 Anthony Zamatis student acoustic guitar made in England. I think this is the Sun, I believe, 2 to 4,000, so maybe there's not any Tony Zamatis stuff here. There you go, it's an acoustic there. This is the type of thing that Tony Zamatis used to do. So this is a Dave of England custom electric guitar made in England by luthier Kevin Parsons, 2006, 7 to 10,000. So this is the kind of stuff that Zamatis would have done. Yeah, with the blessing of the Zamatis family, because he acquired the original Zamatis jigs and equipment in the early 2000s. So there you go, that's kind of what the the actual Mightiest ones looked like, but obviously if it was an actual one, the estimate would be probably way more than that, but it's an interesting example anyway. Let's see what we have. I think we've got a lot of stuff from the collection of Michael Chapman here. So used extensively in his career. His Gibson ES 175, £5,000 to £8,000. So that's an interesting one. Pictures of the man himself. 1952 Gibson ES 125, 1500 to 2000. You see the CITES certificates there. Like I always say, be wary of the CITES. Another more Michael Chapman stuff. Here's a 1964 Gibson J50, used extensively through his career. Used to record his final album, True North. Okay, 2,000 to 3,000 there. All of the bits and pieces. What else do we have here? Michael Chapman and Jimi Hendrix Interest, 1969 D18 acoustic guitar made in the USA, 2,000 to 3,000. Early workhorse owned from new and used extensively through Michael's career, both live and in the studio. The guitar was retired through fear of going through the front. Michael would often recount a tale from 1969 when, as he slept in the car outside Soho's Les Cousins Club, Jimi Hendrix played a song on the guitar after spotting it in the corner of the room. Okay, interesting. So if you're a fan of Jimi Hendrix as well, it could be an interesting one for you. And for anyone that doesn't know, Michael Chapman was quite a well-known kind of singer, songwriter, kind of progressive musician, kind of jazz folky crossover that passed away a little time ago. So this instrument here, really beautiful 1927 CF Martin 018K acoustic guitar. It's a nice looking instrument there, 2,500 to 3,500 there. Guitar acquired by Michael for use at home. Okay, there's a few more images here. So there you go. And we've got, he had a good collection here. It's a 1998 Jean Larive LV05 acoustic guitar. Owned since new and given to Michael by Larive rep, courtesy of Peter Ratzenbeck, who promoted them at the time. Used by him on various tours. See accompanying images of both Michael and Thurston Moore playing the guitar. So there you go. And we'll go over to the second page here. We might as well have a look at these instruments because it's quite interesting collection. 1974 Fender Stratocaster guitar there, USA, 2 to 3. It's a Fender Contemporary Strat made in Japan, 3 to 500 there. And a Squire by Fender Telecaster there, 150 to 250. Another Squire by Fender, 100 to 200. It's an interesting one. Early 1960s National Westwood 72. It's quite cool. And it's a kind of low level bass guitar there. Some more curious ones here. Michael Chapman Dean Electric Resonator there. Dan Electro DC59 2 to 400. And this is pretty curious. It's one of these Gittler travel guitars, 1,000 to 2,000. Yep, curious ones. And then we're on to some amps here. So it's Fender Deluxe Reverb there, 1972 Pro Reverb, rolling cube, another cube. Charlotte Rotor Sound. It's kind of interesting guitar unit there. Then we've got some other kind of pickup stuff, some more Michael Chapman related stuff, kind of clothing and things like that. Then we're on to some general kind of famous things. Judas Priest autographed Fender Strat electric guitar made in Japan, 1000 to 2000 on that. Pete Townsend of The Who autographed 2018 Paul Reed Smith SE Tonnerre acoustic guitar there, 800 to 1200 the estimate. Eric Clapton 2018 Fender Player Series Stratocaster made in Mexico, signed by Eric Clapton. Interesting. Sold on behalf of the family of Mickey Burke, longtime drummer of Chaz and Dave, and other associated artists. Okay. Sadly passed away on the 18th of October 2014 after a battle with Parkinson's and dementia. Okay. So was sold. Proceeds will go to charity there, Parkinson's UK and Dementia UK, so a worthwhile charity there. 800 to 1200 on that. Guthrie Govan, like the amazing virtuoso musician there, guitarist. Tour used an autographed Victory amp there, 1000 to 2000. Okay. Nick Mason, Pink Floyd autographed drums. Some cymbals there. Gary Moore flight case. More flight case stuff from Gary Moore. There's a Juno Reactor Gary Moore kind of cab there. American Interest autographed Crafter guitar there. There's a lot of kind of musicians, a charity guitar there. Marty Stewart CF Martin guitar. 60s artists, various signed guitar. David Rotheray, Hank Marvin autographed guitar there, various artists. Greg Allman, light wave Sabre fretless bass guitar there, 800 to 1200. Interesting. Razorlight Black Star used tour amplifier. Billy Bragg Dobro resonator. Chris Rea Interest guitar there. 1970s Gretsch 7660 Chet Atkins. Cat Stevens owned and played 1975 Ovation folklore electroacoustic guitar made in the USA, 5 to 10,000. So that's a fairly substantial guitar there. Interesting. It looks like it was sold originally at Bonham's in 1981. So you can read up on all of those bits yourself. More Cat Stevens strap there. Brian May Interest guitar. Douglas Adams amplifier. Lord of the Rings Interest. Okay. The Rohan fiddle looks like a Hardanger fiddle. Hardanger. Lord of the Rings Interest. The Rohan fiddle, an interesting antique Norwegian Hardanger fiddle labelled Helen Bros. Violin manufacturers Cameron W1S 1905. Okay. The vendor of this instrument, Dermot Crean, used this instrument, thought to have been made by Helen, for a solo instrumental piece for the main theme tune of Lord of the Rings, the epic film trilogy. The instrument was specifically chosen by Dermot for the film's soundtrack after Howard Shore, composer of the soundtrack, made a special request that he should acquire a Hardanger fiddle. Okay, there we go. Interesting. So if you like Lord of the Rings there, 3 to 5,000 on that one. David Bowie Interest Hagstrom 12 string there, 10 to 20,000. Purchased by the vendor in 2007 from Mark Pritchett, David Bowie's backing guitars during the Ziggy Stardust era. Okay. More David Bowie Interest flight case, some other stuff. Like I said, this is a real heavy memorabilia kind of auction, so I recommend looking at it in more detail. If I look at it too much, it will be here for about 2 hours. And this also has amplifiers. So you've got Fender Hot Rod DeVille guitar amp, 3 to 400, PV Bravo 112, Vox AC4 C112 guitar amplifier, and another Vox Fender Champion 50XL, Vox AC30, Harley Benton, that's a budget kind of Toman brand, VHT classic amp, Johnson Blues amp at Carlsbro, and a Laney, I think, over there. Positive Grid Spark 40 amplifier, interesting. Chase 60BA bass amp, Vox AD 120 VT guitar amplifier, Fender Supersonic 22, Early 1960s Selmer Stadium guitar amplifier, True Voice, interesting. 1970s Selmer All-Purpose 30 combo guitar amplifier. Classic Selmer treble and bass, seen a lot of those in my time, I still like them, they're pretty cool. 1960s Impact 4 speaker guitar amplifier. Then Fender Mustang 3 guitar amp, Marshall 30th anniversary model, Fender 68 custom, 2010 Marshall JCM 2000 DSL 100 amp head, got a Marshall 1960 cabinet, Dr. Jazz 2040 guitar amplifier, Fender Woody Jr. guitar amp, all decent. And more Marshalls, 1999 Marshall JCM 2000 TSL, 2005 JCM 2000 TSL, 2004 Marshall Valve State 2000 AVT 150H, kind of head and cab there. Line 6 Spider 2 amp, Vox VX2 guitar amp, Line 6 Spider 3 HC75 amp head, that looks a little bit dusty. Ashdown Acoustic 100 guitar amp, Music Man 65 1x12 guitar combo, Rare 1970s Vox AC 120 guitar amp, Mesabugi Nomad 45 1x12, Mauen MP21R valve amp amplifier. This looks interesting. Let's have a look at this. Not made in UK, original foot switch meter brochure and review. Interesting, never heard of this make before. Gretsch Electromatic G5222 amplifier, Fender 63 reissue reverb tank, Fender 65 Deluxe reverb amp there, Boss Katana Mark II amp, Black Star HT5, Phil Jones bass, double 4 bass amp, interesting. AER Compact Mobile 2 acoustic guitar amp, Mark Acoustics AC101 amp, Crate Acoustics Telluride CA125D acoustic amp, Crate Flex 515R guitar amp, Torque TC T652MK amplifier together with another little amplifier. I think I've got a Torque amp at home still, somewhere in a box. Marshall Acoustic Solo guitar amplifier, Fender Supersonic 22 guitar amp, 1978 Fender Pro Reverb guitar amp, Marshall Valve State VS100, Ampeg bass amplifier there, more Ampeg bass guitar, cab, Schertler Guilia 50 watt acoustic, orange amps there, Marshall cabinet, 1980s Roland Cube, 1960s Selmer Vanguard amp, another Blackstar HD5, Carlsbad Kickstart amp, Crate Block guitar amplifier, Ashdown Superfly bass guitar amp, Roland Cube, Vox AC30 there, 1983 Roland Jazz Chorus 50, CT Lunchbox Fishman, everything you'd expect. Cornell Custom Rambler, these are good. 1970s Music Man Speaky Cab, 1960s Somewhere True Voice Zodiac Twin. It's an interesting looking one with blue carpet front panel. Custom Sound Club 30 reverb amp, Orange Crush 10, Vox AC4 TV mini amp, Fender Hot Rod Deluxe, Fender 65 Deluxe reverb, a couple more Marshall cabs, really cool Sims Watts cab, that's cool. It'd be interesting if we could see a Sims Watt head, because those are pretty awesome. 1960s Dallas Arbiter Hi-Fi amp there, Rivera Pubster 25 guitar amplifier on wheels, useful. Ashdown Tour Bus 10 practice amp, and some kind of kickstart amp, PV amp, and a little Sun amp, that's interesting. One of these WEM Dominator Mark III amps, Fender amp and a Marshall there, another Line 6 Spider, 1970s Vox Escort, Fender Cyber Twin SE, Yamaha B100 bass guitar amp, that's kind of interesting looking bass amp, Marshall 4x12 again, 1970s Vox Escort, 1960s Selmer Little Giant guitar amp, that's quite cute. Main 120C guitar amplifier head, that's nice kind of bit of fabric around that. Vox VT100 amp, another Vox amp there, the pig nose amp, some more Marshalls, AER, Car Rambler, that's a nice amp, Trace Elliott, some other bits, some tubes, some more speakers, Celestians, more tubes for amps, all the stuff, some more amps again, Carlsberg Sherwood Baby, 1980s Evans, Fender Custom Vibrasonic there, Alan Pine type guitar amplifier, Blues Junior, Marshall 1974 there, Fender Anniversary amp, Rare Supro Tremelectric amp, pair of 1970s high watt speaker cabs, Fox AC30, Dr. Z, Leslie model rotary speaker, interesting, 2 custom made speaker cabinets. Now I think we get into the zone where just insane amounts of effects pedals, so I won't go into all of these because this would take forever, but you can see in the pictures as I scroll what is there. I mean, this is one of the, all of these auctions combined, they're some of the largest guitar auctions in the world, so it's pretty substantial. Old Vox tone bender there, a few more pedals, Black Star, some pro audio stuff getting in there, some old Boss pedals, double muff and digital delay, all this stuff, Line 6 pod, classic, the kind of Echo, copycat Echo unit, all the interesting stuff, Electro Harmonix Black Finger, Behringer V amp, all of the stuff, TC electronic stuff, it's all good, nice range of stuff, Space Echo there by Roland, classic RC20 XL looper, all the kind of good stuff here, lots and lots of different stuff here, lots of Boss, old Boss pedals, classic Ibanez tube screamer there, TSA 08, another classic, some other things here, Chorus Echo unit there, more stuff, Deluxe Electric Mistress, it's a nice pedal there, a few other bits, so we can move on and see more pedals. Some cases here, general stuff, half a P bass project, some little bits of accessories and stuff, everything you could think of, pickups, bodies, half made guitars, guitar parts, more guitar parts here, quite a lot of stuff. You can zoom through all of this, but if you're looking for parts for guitars or kind of guitars from famous people, microphones and stuff, then it's all here for you to view. Let's just see, yeah, more kind of pro studio stuff here, lots of rack unit stuff, pro audio. We're getting a little bit out of our zone here with turntables and stuff like that, but it's all here in this auction that's finishing on the 8th of December, so definitely check it out if you're interested. Let's see what's on the last page, more kind of pro audio stuff here, so that's an interesting sequential Circuits Prophet 5 Model 1000 synth keyboard there, Gator flight case, interesting, 3 to 4,000. So some curious stuff in here, lots of interesting pro audio stuff, and there you have it. That is basically the end of the auction. We've just literally just flown through that really quickly, as it's like quite a lot of stuff there. But if you're interested in any of the Tony DeMatteis kind of tools, or you're a fan of Michael Chapman, there's some stuff here, and there's some other famous people things, lots of pro audio stuff to look at, so definitely an auction worth checking out. So I'll put a link in the description as always. Check it out, and thanks a lot for watching. Bye. Many thanks for tuning in to the Musical Instrument Investigator. I hope that you enjoyed the video. If you did, then please like, subscribe and turn on notifications, and watch out for the next video coming soon.